2 days away.
Yes.
So there's Monday and Tuesday. Do you suppose the concerns might be addressed before it gets to this point where you have to hit the streets and collect the signatures? And what then would be, what steps do you suppose should be taken to ensure that, of course, the clinical officers are adequately represented, number one, as well as are allowed the chance to accord this health, of course, elements to the people. But above everything, what in terms of policy needs to be done so that we have a long-term solution? And where are we at as to the CBA status?
Thank you. I think moving away from the Social Health Authority, one of the problems that we have had is also that in the Ministry of Health, there is over-domination by particularly one cadre. We need at the policy level a representation of the ministry. We need the top leadership, that is the directorates, excluding the political leadership appointments. We should have a reflection of the health sector. We should have a nurse there, a physiotherapist, a clinical officer, a doctor, everybody, so that then we have sound decisions and we also don't have bias. When it comes to the issue of the CBA, and I think I can talk about now the return to work agreement. The CBA, with the ministry, we finished and initialized around start of December last year. But then they're still saying they're waiting for Treasury and SRC so that we can sign. The Council of Governors, only a few things are pending. It's something that we can also be able to conclude, still saying that they're waiting for Treasury and SRC. The issues of promotions are underway. Counties are at different stages. But we decided that we will only go back once those processes are over, because they were supposed to be over last year. We have two other major issues, one being the universal health coverage staff. These are people who were employed when we were starting this UHC in around 2020, just before COVID. Around 8,571 of them, a mixture of all the cadres. They were paid half of what the others are paid, with the promise that they were going to be absorbed in their permanent and pensionable. 5 years on, that has not happened. Last year, you remember, during our strike, we were also representing them. And when we had a joint sitting of the Senate and Parliament, there was a resolution that add them 2 years, so that within the 2 years we can absorb them. The 2 years are ending in May of 2026. But in this current budget, we don't have money to absorb them. And that is why we are saying, come on, you said you are going to absorb them at the end of the 2 years. There won't be another budget, that is budget policy, that will be made before May 2026. So we need to see that budget in the next financial year, so that then we'll be sure that this is going to happen. And then there is the issue of the interns posting. We have two issues in this. One is that we have around 2,500 who are at home, who have not been posted for almost 2 years. But then we also saw the CS the other day saying that we are still going back to the salaries that had been reduced. So these are the issues that have really taken us on strike. But what I can say is that we are determined that this time we are not going to go back, unless, of course, the court forces us. I said we respect the law. But the courts, I know it's not going to force us, because the same court is the one that gave the directives that the employers have not been able to implement.
In part